Oftentimes, as a high school student, opportunities don't call you by themselves. They don't present themselves to you when you search on the internet. Oftentimes, you have to create opportunities for yourself. Hi, I'm Nitya, an international Ivy League student studying computer science and philosophy. And in this video, I'm going to break down how I managed to get an internship at a national newspaper in high school with no prior experience. Let's get into it. When I was in 11th grade, I decided that I was really interested in journalism and writing. And I was exploring that interest through little things. I was writing for the school newspaper, I wrote for a couple of non-profits, and I was writing my own short stories on the side. But with an internship, you can actually get real-world experience at the highest level. You can learn from some of the best, most accomplished mentors in the field. And you can really have a meaningful experience that you'll remember forever. No matter what you're interested in, you should try and get that highest level of engagement in it that's possible. And for me, that was by working with a national newspaper. Step 1. You want to look behind the very limited advertisements about jobs and internships on the internet and actually look for people. Go on LinkedIn or Safari or Chrome and try and find the email address or phone numbers of a few really accomplished people in that industry. For a magazine, this would be the editor or editor-in-chief or anyone who works at a high position there. If you're interested in working with a tech startup, this would be the CEO or one of the management team. The best resource to find people is LinkedIn. A lot of times, even if you don't find their email address on LinkedIn, you can just type up the name in your browser and it will find the email address for you. Remember to try and find as many contacts as you want because not everyone will be interested in offering an opportunity to a high school student. So the more people that you can genuinely reach out to, the more chances you have of getting an opportunity to have an internship. The next thing you want to do is draft a cold email or a cold call. Your introduction should be a super brief 1 to 2 line statement about who you are. For example, I would say, I'm Nitya, a high school student from Bangalore, India, interested in journalism and writing. That's it. Don't waste their time with long biographies of yourselves that they won't really be interested in. Instead, jump to the main part of the email, which is where you state some of your skills and accomplishments that make you relevant to them. For example, I wrote that I write for my school newspaper, and these are the topics that I'm particularly good at writing. And I've written for a few nonprofits on the side, and this is what my mentors over there have said about me. And I also write stories by myself, and I briefly described one of the stories that I've written in the past, just to make it a little bit more interesting. And I even included a link to one or two. Once you impress the reader with all of this information about yourself, make your request. Right off the bat, you've given them a reason to want you to work for them. First, you've focused on what they want by stating your qualifications, because they probably want someone who's qualified to actually work with them. Now, focus on what you want, which in this case is an internship opportunity. So politely ask, I was wondering if I could have the opportunity to work with you at this company and learn more about your work while making a meaningful contribution using my skills. That's it. When it comes to cold emailing, there are 3 rules. Keep it short and simple, focus on what they want by stating your accomplishments, and then focus on what you want by stating your request for an internship. The final thing you want to do is attach a resume to the end of the email. Now, a resume should never be more than 1 to 2 pages because most people don't have the patience to read lists and lists of accomplishments and achievements. And if you've written a good email, you've probably summarized why you should be hired in that second paragraph itself. Make sure that everything on your resume is in very clear, easy to read bullet points and is properly structured to be relevant to the position that you want. Everything on that page should scream, I'm perfect for this role. If you want to learn more about the 4 key tips to writing a resume, make sure you check out this linked video over here. And finally, most people that get back to you will want to get on some kind of short call or interview, which actually can be a great experience, not just for them to learn more about you, but for you to learn more about the company that you're trying to intern with. You should ask questions like, what does a day in this job look like? What would I be working on as an intern? What kind of things do you think I would take away as an intern? These are great questions to show that you're actually really interested in an internship. My internship with the Tech and Herald lasted for 2 weeks and it was the most amazing experience. I got to interview through phone calls some of the most interesting people I've ever talked to. I had so much freedom over topics and writing articles and discussing them with my supervisor who gave me such amazing feedback about what works and what doesn't. I also got to experiment a little bit and write articles about different language films, which I had no knowledge of. And the cherry on top was that I got to get featured in one of the articles myself. Shameless plug. Okay, bye. Jokes aside, good luck on your internship search. I would love to hear your questions or thoughts in the comments below. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button because every week we talk about college applications, the student life, and so much more, and I would love for you to join our growing community. Thank you for watching, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you very soon with a brand new video.